Okay, so in this video, I want to get into selling services with emotional storytelling. It's so important when it comes to sales to use emotional storytelling, and not just any story, your customer's story. All right? If you do any type of studying on sales and how sales are done, you will know that this one statement is absolutely true. The majority of people buy for emotional reasons only. They only then justify that purchase afterwards with the facts. Okay? You didn't just go and buy those shiny new set of tires and rims for your vehicle because it increases the gas mileage and it's safer because it can handle better and blah blah blah, right? You didn't know. You said that is going to look good on my car, and I can't wait to see my car, how it looks with that on there. Now, when you go home and you got to explain to your spouse what you just spent money on, you start backpedaling. You start using facts to justify why you purchased. That's when you start getting into the handling, the safety, the this and that, right? That's how our minds work. So when we sell to our customers, we have to use that same emotional storytelling to get them to buy. I'm going to use as an example a classic story that we all know. And if you don't know, you've been hiding under a rock somewhere. The story is called Star Wars. All right. And in this story, it follows the same pattern as all other blockbuster movies. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's a big blockbuster hit that's done well because people have resonated with the story, it's because they followed this step, the structure of story. There's a hero, a vulnerable hero, a hero who maybe doesn't realize that he is a hero yet, or she. There's a villain. There's a villain that needs to be defeated. And the hero is going to defeat the villain, but not until it gets over its own internal problems. The hero needs to struggle to get over something to then have the strength to defeat the villain. Then there's the guide or guides. The Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Yoda, who guides Luke Skywalker to become a better Jedi, become a Jedi, so that he can defeat Darth Vader. This is the exact same structure that your customer story needs to be in for sales. The problem with lots of businesses is that they position themselves as the heroes of the story. We're so mighty. We're so strong. We've been doing this for 20 years. We have this expertise. We've won these awards. I like to refer to you're just showing your wee-wee to everyone. No one likes to see your wee-wee, right? And it puts off the customers. The customers don't like it. We don't like heroes. We see them as arrogant, right? But we like seeing the vulnerability of people. We like to see that people have issues like we have people's. We connect with that. So when you can structure your customer story in this way, it looks something like not saying we did awesome serving your vehicle, position ourselves as a hero. Instead, you made a wise choice today. You did good in doing this to your vehicle. Now you are going to be rewarded with adding more life to your vehicle. You are going to hopefully avoid that accident or that issue because you're doing this, right? It's all about the customer, positioning them as a hero in your language and not taking credit for any of it. You are just the guide, helping ensure that they are going down the right path. They are in full control of the outcome of the story, and they will win by hopefully following the path that you're giving them. So now let's talk about engaging in the customer story, right? We know to position them as a hero. What is their story? Again, this is a part of knowing your customer well. Doing that little bit of research on Facebook, find out what's going on in their lives, find out who they are. Are they married? Do they have kids? Are they in college? Who are they? Because you need to engage in that story, okay? And so the example I'm going to use is saying that the battery is at the end of its life cycle. Customers come in, we can see that battery is 4 or 5 years old, and it's time to be changed. Sure, the vehicle started, it's not showing any real issues yet, but we know batteries only have a certain lifespan. And we want to suggest to our customer that the battery should be replaced. So I would explain it in this kind of manner. Mrs. Smith, our information is showing that you did that battery 5 years ago. They have about a 5-year lifespan. It's at the end of its life cycle. Now, it's not a matter of if the battery is going to die, it's a matter of when. And what I would just hate to have happen here is that, you're driving to a soccer tournament for your son, maybe it's out of town a little bit, and then your battery dies on you. And now you're kind of stuck in an unfamiliar place. It's hot out. You can't run the air conditioning while you wait in the vehicle with your kids. You're not going to make it to the soccer tournament, maybe, that will disappoint your child. There's just a lot of issues that could happen here. And what I just would like to do is to avoid that pain for you by taking care of this today, instead of just waiting until it happens in an unpredictable manner for you. So you see what I've done there is I'm taking the information I know about Mrs. Smith into her story. I know she's married and she has kids. I know she's got pictures of her kid in soccer terms. I know there's a tournament coming up because I saw it in her story on Facebook. I'm using personal things to weave it into a story. This isn't about high pressure selling. This isn't about twisting that arm and prying it in. It's just about basically kind of taking a sore spot and just poking it with a stick a little bit. Say, does that feel nice? No? Okay, I'll back off. But using their story makes them understand and go, yeah, I would hate that. Again, we would buy more to avoid pain sometimes than gaining pleasure. If you can tell me this is really going to hurt if I don't do this, I'm way more susceptible to buying. So using that story of unfamiliar neighborhood, you're going to get towed to an unfamiliar mechanic that you might not trust. You're going to have to deal with your kids in the backseat of your vehicle screaming and crying because you can't run the AC and you don't have snacks for them, or whatever it is. What pain are you helping avoid by replacing that battery today? So that is how we use emotional storytelling, structure them, right? And again, it's not, I want to replace that battery for you. I want to guide you. I want to help you avoid this. Leave them in control of the driver's seat, of the conversation, of the decision to buy the battery. Don't pressure them, but use the emotional story so they can go, oh, yeah. And then afterwards, use the facts. You replace that battery. As we discussed, you've got about 5 years lifespan out of a battery. You have 5 years that you don't have to worry about that possible problem happening to you again. Justify it afterwards. So that is our big segment on service selling with emotional storytelling. We'll catch you on the next video.